What's good? We are back. Pod Deep Podcast, Pod Deep on Sports is live and in the building. You got the notorious ROD, you got Hughes, and then you got my man Jay, quarterbacking this thing behind the scenes. So as always, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all the views, all the comments. We working our way through this thing. We're gonna get this started with just a 3-man rotation right now. We might get joined. Oh, we got the devil. We got we got our man Said sneaking up in here. All right. So now we going 4 wide. So I'm gonna get this thing started with a quick little deep thought question of the day on a sports related tip. So Spencer Haywood, player for back in the 1970s. He's a pretty good player. He was a 2-time All-Star, I believe, in the early 70s, and he was one of the first endorsers for Nike. And Phil Knight was so pleased and thankful for him to be one of the first sponsors that he gave him an opportunity to he gave him a choice. Basically, he could take $100,000 cash, or he could take 10% stake in the company. Now, this is 1973, and this is not the Nike that we know today. This is a Nike at the time was behind, in as far as sneaker apparel, because at that time you had Converse. Chuck Taylor's pretty much was the shoe. I think Puma may have been in the mix a little bit, but Nike wasn't who we know them to be today.
Right.
So to take $100,000 or 10% stake in the company. Now, with us all being more broad-minded now, we understand, that 10% would be a much better opportunity for us. But put yourself in at 25, 24, 25 years old. How easy would it have been for you to turn that 10% down, or how easy would it have been for you to turn that 100,000 down? Just kind of put yourself in that mind frame, not your mind frame at this age, but that age. Do you really think you would take that 10%, or do you think you'd be more likely to take that 100,000? So we good? Everybody good on that one?
Yeah, we good.
I said, since you the money man, we'll start with you.
So
how would you approach that?
So in 79, I'm taking that 100. I'm taking that 100K.
Not 73.
73, yeah, that's even worse. So 73, I'm all over that 100K. Because just think about it. Magic signed a contract in either 70, 80, 81, something like that, for $1 million to play.
Like 25 years.
25 years. So 25 years for $25 million. He signed a $1 million per year contract to play basketball. And 10 years, almost 10 years after that, dude, $100,000? Shit, $100,000. I'm taking that with the quickness. You don't know what Nike gonna be. Like, I mean, you just don't know. But $100,000 invested wisely, he'll still be okay. He wouldn't be Nike okay, but he would be okay if he did the right thing. So I am taking that. That's a lot of money right now.
So just a little backstory. That 100,000 in today's dollars is 677,000.
Yeah, that's dollar, but that's not what it would have grown to today, right? That's
right.
What it's worth.
So what he would have made potentially is 2.8 billion.
Yeah. I mean,
with that 10% stake, it'd be worth 2.8 billion. Yeah. All right. So he's taking it. Squeak, what about you?
Hey, Spencer Haywood agent did him dirty. I think at the time before Nike was Nike, 1964, they were Blue Ribbon Sports. 1971 is when they become Nike. So 2 years later, here they come with this brash ideal to pay Spencer Haywood $100,000. You know, the information, access to information back then in the 60s and the 70s, not what it is today. So what Spencer Haywood dropped the ball at is not using Phil Knight to pick his brain instead of using his agent to ask him more about, the company. You know what I'm saying? Because the indicator should have been that $100,000. It's a lot of damn money, right? And here you have a company that you never heard of, right? And that's the growing thing in today's standards. You take a new, fresh startup company that's throwing money at you, and you get the equity. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we come from an era and not being savvy in finance to where they throw that money at you, just take it. You know what I'm saying? But man, I would be living with myself if I took that money and Nike blow the hell up. I would really be upset with myself knowing about, how common is it for you to be offered equity in a company for just doing nothing? You know what I'm saying? That's not a common situation to be in. So I'm gonna see if I could be Spencer Haywood, ask a couple of questions. I want that 10%, man. I want
so
that.
You want that 10% now, but would you be savvy enough to know to ask for 10%, accept that 10%?
Hell no, I wouldn't be savvy. But man,
Okay.
I'm be trying to ask questions like, that's a lot of goddamn money you throwing at me. It would make me figure y'all got more. I want to be on board with y'all.
But what if that was like, it wasn't Nike? What if that turned out to be British Knight or fucking LA
Gear?
Yeah, LA Gear. You know what I'm saying?
Like you don't lose. You don't lose for trying though. You don't lose.
You lose 100. You use $100,000 in 73.
Listen, I think he's made that $100,000 back more than he's made that motherfucking 2.3 billion.
I get it, but you still taking a big chance. You're taking a big risk. You know how many companies start and fail every year?
That's a fact, man. But how many of us walking around can say they have equity in the company outside of stocks? I don't know anybody that say, well, I got at least 10% in Gucci, or I got 10% in Mercedes Benz or something like that. You have to have
how many? When the last time you got offered $100,000?
I've never been offered no motherfucking $100,000. I've never been offered no stake in no. I've never been offered no stake in. See, I would have been asking what the hell is equity. I didn't learn about that term until I started watching Shark Tank. That's how I learned about the word equity. I've heard about it, but I didn't really know what it meant. So, when you push me to the wall with this question, I'm gonna see if I can ask. But 100,000 is 100,000 in 1973. That money's gonna go a long way. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be pissed off at my agent to walk me down.
What about you, Jay?
Okay, I want to clear a couple of things up before I answer. That a 10% stake right now will be worth $19 billion. Nike is worth $193 billion. 2019, it was worth $12 billion. His 10% stake. If you just do 10% of the company.
Yeah.
So $12 billion in 2019, $19 billion now.
Right.
To answer your question, Rodney, I would have took the $100,000. Now, you all are wrong. I figured this, so I was Googling while you guys were talking. It doesn't matter what the hell he would have did. If you would have took the 10% or the $100,000, it didn't matter because he was smoking crack. He would have smoked it up anyway. He would have took that 10% and sold it 6 months later anyway. So it really doesn't matter for him. But the right answer is take the 10%. Yeah,
that's the right answer.
But you know the history, right? How he got kicked off the Lakers?
No, I don't know the history.
Yeah, they voted him, off the team. He got kicked off the Lakers because he was getting high. So,
but that was the 1970s, though. Cocaine was
everybody getting high.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I was Googling. I knew it had to be, a cocaine thing.
But I still blame his agent. Like what Spencer didn't know, his agent should have known to, like, listen, you ride this out and the company do well, this is what it may grow to. Because they should have an evaluation right then and there on the company at 10%.
Well, the thing was, he wasn't going to get a cut. He wasn't going to get his 10%. He wasn't going to get his agent fee. If he takes the stake in the company, the agent doesn't see any of that. But that 100K, he gets a piece of that 100K. So he advised them.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, right now.
No, go ahead, say it.
I'm just thinking out loud. What is that? What was Nike worth then?
That's what I was trying to find.
Yeah, what was Nike worth then?
What was their net worth at that point?
I mean,
because it couldn't have been much.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, because if you're not worth much, you're not gonna throw no 100,000 to somebody. That's 100,000 and 73 is a lot of damn money.
So Nike wasn't. Think about this. Nike wasn't that big when they threw that money at Michael Jordan.
They were not.
They wasn't that big. So that's fast forward. That's 84. So you're talking about 11 years later, and that 100. You didn't take that 100 grand 10 years later. You think you made 100 grand with Nike in 10 years, and they ain't even blew up yet for real, right?
But see, I don't know if they had a lot of debt, even though they wasn't big.
I don't know that, but I'm just trying to say that money, you ain't made near 100 grand right now. If you took that 10%, fast forward 10 years, Nike didn't really gain. It was a running shoe. They didn't really transform something big until they switched over to basketball. Michael Jordan, and it took off. Now, you offer me 10%, 84 or 100 grand, I'm jumping all over the 10%. But old boy looking around 10 years later after he made that investment, like, damn, my shit done went down. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to really talk to an old head to see how they viewed Nike back in the day. Because when you look at old hip hop videos, nobody's really, from the 80s, the early 80s, nobody's really wearing Nikes, right?
No.
They're not
Puma was bigger than Nike.
Right.
Puma, Converse.
Yeah, I mean,
I always wonder
Adidas.
how they took over the game.
Yeah, it was Michael Jordan. It was the Michael Jordan when they took over the game. Basketball shoe. It was a running shoe that nobody wanted to wear. A fucking waffle running shoe that nobody wanted to wear.
Yep. So so I'm with everybody else. In 1973, I would have took the 100K and hopefully not snorted it up. I did a quick little search. It says he's worth $5 million right now. So, good for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe that.
All right. So moving on. Topic number 2. What we had? We had Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jalen Hurts just signed today the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. Blah blah blah. So he's going to get paid $51 million. I think his average salary is $51 a year. He has 179. How much he got? 180 something guaranteed.
Yeah, 170.
So, what do you all think about the contract? Do you think Philly did the right thing in locking him up right now? Do you think Jalen Hurts kind of took a team-friendly deal? What's your take, Jay? What you got to say on this one?
Okay, yeah. Let me get my response out of the way. I like it. I like when anybody gets that money, that big money that they're looking for. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't give a shit if it puts the team in a bind in terms of other players. I'm happy for him. He got what he wanted. I'm assuming that's what he wanted. Highest paid player in NFL history. I like it. This gold standard was a guy from Cleveland. What's the guy from Cleveland? Got called in the Jack Shack. What's his name?
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. He was the gold standard. Everybody was looking at his deal, saying how he didn't deserve it. He was the highest paid. player before. So now this, sets a new precedent. I like it. I think Lamar has a real good chance now, if not passing this 255, at least coming up to the 230s, 240, range. It's not, before this deal, it was like Deshaun Watson didn't deserve it. Lamar Jackson, you're not getting that money. Forget about it. Now you have a second player who got that type of money. So I think it looks good for Lamar Jackson. I like it. That's my take.
Okay. So I think it's cool. It's 255, but like I said, only like 180 of it's guaranteed. So it's still not Deshaun Watson money.
Mm-hmm.
And like no one's going to get Deshaun Watson, 230 guaranteed. So I don't think Lamar's going to get. I don't think he's going to get more. I don't think he's not going to get more than a total 255, which Hurts won't see. But I mean, that's what's printed, 255 million. Now we know he's got 180 guaranteed. I don't think Lamar's going to surpass that either. So I don't think this contract really does anything to help Lamar. I think it kind of just because right now, who would you take, Lamar or Jalen Hurts?
I would take Lamar. I think he's.
I wouldn't.
I think I would take Lamar.
Today I would take Jalen Hurts over him.
I mean, but what team you putting them on?
We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just quarterback. Who would I rather have today, Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson? I would rather have Jalen Hurts, and I think more people that count in the NFL would rather have Jalen Hurts right now than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, here's my thoughts on it. I'll get back to that, Rodney. But I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's big, man. 180. Forget all of the contract. It's $180 million in his pocket over the 5 years. Man, that's huge. That's huge.
Especially from where he came from.
Yeah, I mean, that's money. That's just wealth generation, changing money. So you got to be proud of him. What my problem is with Lamar is, what are you doing? They offered him 3 years, 130 or something like that. Guaranteed, and he's sitting on it, and he's not gonna do it. I mean, what else you want, man? What else you want? Hurts gave it the contract he took. He becomes a wealthy man. He becomes the city of Philadelphia is gonna love him for doing it. His team, he can build a team around him. Not a great team like a quarterback on their rookie deal, but you can still build a good team around this dude. But I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. I think it was a good contract. I think there's no way in hell Lamar is going. Lamar can get that money right now, but Lamar won't take it. That's the problem. Lamar can get that money right now. He can get $50 million a year contract and get most of it guaranteed, but he just won't take it because he's so enamored by this Deshaun Watson's craziness. You know what I'm saying? So, but to answer your question, Jalen Hurts, I'm proud of him. I'm glad he took that deal. It was smart on him. It was a smart move by Philly to go ahead and lock him up. I think the reason why I think Lamar is better, though, because he's just done it for a longer amount of time. Really, Jalen Hurts only really had this one breakout year.
Yeah, but we getting the caveat to that. We keep saying he's the MVP. That MVP is damn near 4 years ago. That's 2019. So,
I get it. But he's been in the playoffs every year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the playoffs every year. So that's the
goal.
goal. That's the gold standard, right? Get your team to the playoffs.
Jalen Hurts been in the playoffs every year. He played 2 years. He started 2 years. He's been in the playoffs 2 years
in a short amount of time. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against Jalen Hurts, but Lamar Jackson has done it longer. That's the only thing.
I give him that, but just and it's not even more so. Yeah, it's about the type of. I think Lamar is I just trust Jalen Hurts more. Like I believe in Jalen Hurts more than I believe in Lamar. Like Jalen Hurts, I believe that he's going to do it right, and he's going to do what it takes to win. Where Lamar, I don't know. He with this latest antics, I don't know if he in it. I don't know if he really in it to win. But that ain't everybody. Ain't got to be that way.
I go next, and I say this. I'm first of all, congratulations, Jalen Hurts, and second of all, congratulations to Philly because they didn't want to get themselves involved in the race that Lamar situation, not race, but the situation Lamar is in. You know, whether we realize it or not, this probably was Jalen Hurts last year in Philly if he didn't perform like he did. You know, I think he was on his way to winning the MVP had he not got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And he put up the numbers once they gave him the weapons that he really needed. He damn near looked like a brand new quarterback once they gave him the receivers and the offense that he need. So this is like probably one of the first times you see an organization look out for a young guy, reward him. Don't make his ass wait. Don't make him prove it because he went to the Super Bowl. They damn near won it. He put his team in a winning situation, and they lost that damn Super Bowl due to the defense and the coaching. You know what I'm saying? They left too much time on the clock for Pat Mahomes, and he made their ass pay for it. But Jalen Hurts took Philly to a Super Bowl and damn near won that damn thing. And it just really looks good that they paid him that money. And they did something smart. You know, yeah, they gave him the 255 on paper, 179 of that is guaranteed. So that's 76 million that's either they can throw away, they don't have to guarantee, cut his ass, do whatever they can do. You know, but it was smart that they got to him now rather than let his stock increase and their ass would have been paying a higher ticket for him. He chose not to be greedy, but he took a good damn deal. 179 guaranteed, knowing damn well that you can't get that Deshaun Watson 255, being smart about it, playing for an organization that actually believed in you and gave you a chance. You got to realize Jalen Hurts was drafted when Carson Wentz was the guy that he had that big ass contract. And when Philly realized it wasn't going to work out with Carson Wentz, they got rid of his ass and put Jalen Hurts into the mix. And so that year they put Jalen Hurts into the mix. It didn't go as it planned because, you know, they had just won that Super Bowl, but they got him them damn weapons. And he got hurt this year. And I think that's another thing that really helped him. When he got hurt this year, his backup made his case better that you just can't plug any quarterback in this system. You know what I'm saying? If you want to win, I'm your man. And I believe he got his money due to that and him going to the Super Bowl. And you go back to Lamar Jackson, you can't go wrong with either player or either quarterback. But the problem with Lamar is that Baltimore has not given him the damn weapons. And he's doing it without those damn weapons. If I was Lamar, I wouldn't want to play for Baltimore. You're not going to put all the burden on my damn shoulder. And I don't have anybody to pass to. I'm required to throw and run and do it all. I don't want to play for y'all motherfuckers no more. Y'all can throw me all the money in the world. I don't want to play for you all anymore. If Lamar takes that damn contract, they're not winning any playoff games anymore, you know, because they're gonna have everything locked up on him.
But so you don't give Lamar no fault. So okay, you're talking about being loyal to a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Baltimore drafted Lamar. Lamar wasn't this big, you know, he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
But, you know, what they done to previous guys like Lamar, they'll fucking stick them in a wildcat bullshit, you know, make them a flanker, something goofy.
Right.
From the jump, Baltimore went all in with this dude. We're going to get rid of what we got. We're going to bring in people that accentuate your skills, and we're going to roll with you. They've been behind them. They've been behind them all this long. I mean, I just think it's, you know, you go with a girl that you can't. You know what I'm saying? He walking away from the team that's had his back forever. It ain't like they didn't offer him. They came to him crazy. The reports are that was 40-something million guaranteed. A short contract, but it was 40-something million guaranteed before this last big deal. I mean, come on, what else you want? I mean,
so look at it like this. Prior to Lamar Jackson being there, wasn't it Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
So Joe had a running back, Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think who Brown, had a couple of receivers, and he had a
They've
stellar defense.
Baltimore has never had. That's the one thing about them.
Yeah.
They've never had receivers.
I mean, so they had a stellar defense.
They had a good defense. They still got a decent. They not as good, but they got a decent defense. Okay.
What does Lamar have outside of Lamar?
The same thing.
He got an all world tight end. He has a good offensive line. He got OBJ this year, so I guess that don't count. But they moving pieces. Like his line has always been a line that could protect them because that was key.
So, can I interject?
Yep.
They have their formula. That's what they have.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way they've operated for 20 years, and it's been successful. Mm-hmm. They've won 2 Super Bowls. They've had multiple playoff runs. So that's what they do.
But
they've never had the big time running wide receivers. They win on defense and running the ball, and a quarterback who doesn't lose it.
But the problem is the AFC has changed, and Baltimore has not. The quarterbacks in the AFC have weapons. Baltimore don't have any offensive weapons outside of Lamar Jackson. That's the reason.
They got Mark Andrews.
Huh?
They got Mark Andrews.
Yeah, he all pro tight end. Squeak.
I mean, he didn't have a good year this year.
He's not a receiver. He's not a
receiver.
He's like the second best. Before this year, he was considered the best tight end. He was him and Kelsey.
Yeah, he was the second best tight end to Kelsey. Yeah,
he was considered one. So he good. He good. But I get it. He need a big time. He need a big time weapon. They tried to go out and they tried to get him some help. I think Baltimore. And then when you look at Baltimore, like Rodney said, it's how they do business. They did Ray Lewis the same way. They did Ed Reed the same way. They did. All their stars. They did T. Suggs the same way. I mean,
you ain't gotta take this shit. I ride with Lamar. You ain't gotta take this shit. You don't have to like. Y'all went and got OBJ when he was available all year. Now he may not have been healthy, but y'all got him at the end of the damn season.
He couldn't play.
I know that part. I know that part.
So what difference do it make whether they get him? If you give me okay. Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's like I never saw them put forth the effort to get him the weapons, and I don't not to. I'm like I'm speaking for him. I don't know if that's the reason why he hasn't taken the deal, but I think Lamar can do. I think he can do better somewhere else. Me personally,
we ain't seen it.
I think he in his feelings right now, man. I just think here he is. He said, "Give me this guaranteed money." Ravens said no. They said, matter of fact, here if you can go get this money, you free to go get it. And everybody's like, man, you crazy.
I think when they said that shit, they had like a meeting to be like, don't nobody make a move.
Nobody's gonna hamstrap their organization. That's the thing. And now he's looking crazy because ain't nobody came to the table. So now what?
And the other whisper, and you say that they don't get him weapons. So there have been whispers out there that top wide receivers don't want to play with Lamar. Not necessarily because of Lamar, but that style of offense because they know they're not going to get the ball.
Right. I mean, Lamar, let's just call a spade a spade. Lamar ain't the best in-pocket quarterback that you can get. He ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a receiver looking to go make some big money, he ain't the guy I want to be signed with. You know what I'm saying? He ain't go, will he give me the best opportunity to go to make some big money? Chances are he won't.
Yeah.
So the other part attached to this question of Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes, he set the market 2 years ago maybe, but he took a team-friendly deal. and right now he is probably going to be top 5, maybe top 5 as far as annual average salary. And he's the best quarterback in the game, but he's being surpassed. And then Joe Burrow, he's going to be coming up in a couple of years. He's going to pass him up. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence potentially. So, do you think that Patrick Mahomes made a mistake in taking a team-friendly deal 2 years ago? I mean, he's making what 40 something a year, but he's been surpassed. But that's kind of how it goes. Next man up usually, gets paid. I think that's kind of what Lamar's thinking too. Like, I'm the next man up. Why am I not getting paid? But to get to the question of Mahomes, did he do the right thing in taking that deal?
I think he was looking out for his other players. You know what I'm saying? I guess looking out to see saving some money for Kelsey, saving some money for Tyreek. And Tyreek just was on something different. You know what I'm saying? And chose to get his bag. I don't think Pat Mahomes has anything to put his head down about. He's getting paid nicely. They win the Super Bowls. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to renew, if he stays healthy, I'm pretty sure they're gonna throw something at him. You know what I'm saying?
So why? So why is there a difference between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson?
Because for me, I look at the organization taking care of Pat Mahomes more so than Baltimore did for Lamar Jackson. They waited to this particular year versus getting him early to get him to sign that deal before Deshaun Watson contract came on the scene. So they could have made him the highest at that point. So reality, Lamar Jackson MVP hasn't paid off for him. And Baltimore Ravens are the culprits behind that. Here you had a guy who had a Heisman who is doing it for your team. Pay him. You could have got in front of this. But now you created a damn monster. He's seen the market. So you can't coax me with this. Just take this and all this team friendly shit. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Come out, bring that bag, roll it out.
Aren't they bringing the bag? They just ain't bringing the Deshaun Watson bag, which ain't nobody gonna bring that bag.
Like Sarah said, I think he's in his feelings, and he has a right to be in his feelings because how they did him. You got to understand. Josh Allen got his money before he got his money. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is getting paid before he got his money, and then the deal. He's waiting. He's being patient. And it's like, wait a minute, I got to look out for myself. Like, he got hurt. I kind of think he could have came back. But why come back? Why come back if y'all ain't going to pay me? Y'all ain't going to do right by me. Why come back? I'll take the franchise tag. Shit.
Man, like, to me, how much money is too much money? I mean, Patrick Mahomes got compensated handsomely. I mean, making $40 million a year, 40-something million a year. I mean,
he should have made more.
I get it. He can make more. If he wanted to go out and be the highest paid person, he could probably, hold out and be the high because he's the best player.
He is.
But that ain't how it works, man. If you want to win, you get paid nicely and you keep it moving. And I just think Lamar, what I do agree with you, Squeak, Baltimore fumbled the process. But they don't want to rush the process because they've never done it before. But they never had a talent like this at quarterback. Quarterback is kind of one of them positions where you got to take care of the quarterback. So they fumbled the way they handled it, but I think Lamar just in his feelings now, man. Now he's just being stubborn. I mean, they was going to guarantee his whole contract, but they was only going to do it for 3 years, and he said no.
Yeah,
I'm going to guarantee you a 3-year contract no matter what. You're going to make 160 or whatever the number was, 130 something in your pocket. And then you get to come back in another 3 years and renegotiate and you say no?
Shit, why not? Why not 179 3 years? 170 3 years.
Shit, but what is that? That's 60 million. That's almost 60 a year. You can't pay nobody. Can't guarantee nobody $60 million a year, man. Shit.
I'm not guaranteeing Lamar Jackson that.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think Lamar Jackson overachieved from his rookie year to where he is now? Do you think he overachieved?
I think he did. I think he did. I think he
based off where he started. Yeah.
So I don't understand how Baltimore Ravens let it get to this point. Like, at what point do you not lock him up?
But I agree with you on that, Squeak. You're right. He should have. But who changed everything to make it work for him? There's no loyalty from him either. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody was jumping up to take. They jumped up to took Lamar. Like they really believed in the kid from the jump.
That's true.
So you had motherfuckers saying he should be a wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy what they were saying. And look, they done made it to where Lamar and Baltimore have made it to where this kid that's coming out finna make some paper. This kid coming out, he gonna make some paper, and all running quarterbacks gonna make paper because they know how to build an offense around it to be successful.
Yeah, I think Chicago really looked at Lamar Odom and went for Justin Fields.
Yeah,
I think San Francisco tried to do the same thing with Trey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's part Baltimore, part Lamar.
Yeah, that's the honest assessment. Both parties have got dirty hands in this situation.
So Jay, you posed this question about Mahomes. Do you think Mahomes signed a bad deal?
Somebody made a good point. You signed the deal that's best at the time. So I don't think you could say he signed a bad deal, but when it's time to renegotiate, he should jump past everybody, in my opinion. Now, keep in mind, he may be short. I don't know what the number is. Let's say he's short $40 million of Jalen Hurts contract. He is a very marketable guy, so he's making up some of that money in his endorsement deals. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you can't count that NFL contract as his only income. He's making money with those State Farm commercials and different endorsements. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's okay. He'll be okay.
Yeah, they are gonna be okay.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what's enough is enough, man. Like, damn. I mean, it's $40 million a year. You know what I'm saying?
So last thought. How does this Lamar situation? How does it play out? Is he done with Baltimore, or will he be suiting up for Baltimore week 1 next year?
My thought is he'll play for Baltimore. They wouldn't have got OBJ if he wasn't going to sign. I think that's a part of it. I really do. So my guess is I think he'll be playing for him.
Will he play for another team next year, or will he be with Baltimore?
Baltimore for me.
What's the penalty if he don't take the guarantee? Is it something he's been penalized every month? Huh?
Is that what you're asking? He'll get franchise. So they'll have to pay him, I think, 30-something million this
32.
year. 32. If he decides to play not on the contract.
So if he does not decide to play, that just extends the year, right? That doesn't.
He gets no money, and they'll franchise him the next year.
Mm-hmm. They can franchise him 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. And then after that, he would be free.
I say he go out there and play.
Okay. What about you, Jay? Well, play with who? Will he play for Baltimore?
I like to roll this question back after the draft. I like to see what other teams do and how they draft to because you kind of get a feel of what team needs a quarterback that did make a damn move in the draft. So you'll kind of think like, okay, they're not going to do Baltimore a favor. They're going to reach across the table and try to work out something with Baltimore and try to pull Lamar away from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to see how that draft go. My answer right now is that I think he will return and play for Baltimore, but I like to see how that draft go to kind of see, like, I don't think he's coming back. If certain teams don't draft a quarterback that clearly need a quarterback or make
But
a
the caveat to that, there's only a couple of. I mean, there are two or three quarterbacks I think that got out there. No, wait a minute. No, I don't think this next year is supposed to be the big quarterback draft.
We'll see him
with the guy from USC coming out and somebody else. So this isn't really a strong quarter. Oh well, no, you got old boy from Alabama and
Stroud.
What's his name?
CJ Stroud, and you got
CJ Stroud. What's the cat from Alabama? I forgot what it. Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
So, but it would cost you more actually to move up to draft them. It would cost you more. It would cost you more. It's only gonna cost you what? Two picks, two number one. It was two number ones. If somebody sign away, if he take a contract with another team, for it,
and they got to pay him.
Yeah, but if you gotta move, let's say you gotta move up to try to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, you gotta move up to number one or number two. So that kind of haul would be more than that.
It's the money. I think if it wasn't the money, if he didn't want crazy money, shit, everybody go up and get Lamar. But he just wants just crazy amount of money. Plus, you got to give up 2 picks. When you go up in the draft to get a kid, they on a rookie salary contract, so you can manage that salary for the next 3 years. But
he's still on his rookie contract, right? He's still on his rookie contract, right? And so is Tua, right? But for some strange reason, I kind of see Miami making a play for him because I don't think you can count on Tua health long term. You know what I'm saying? Even though he has the pieces, he plays well with the team, but them damn concussions he received this year, I think is enough for them to kind of come up off him. And I don't know why in my mind I kind of see like Lamar could really fit in Miami. Would they make a swap? They wouldn't have to pay a lot, but they give up some picks though.
Right.
What about you, Jay? Does Lamar play for Baltimore next year or someone else?
He said his goodbyes already. Said, hey, trade me. He's done. I say he moves on.
All right. So next topic, we got the big fight this weekend. We got Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia at a catch weight of what, 136?
Yeah, 136.
136. So we're gonna turn this one over to the resident fight doctor. So what's your anticipation level for this fight? Are you getting those butterflies?
Not yet. My butterflies probably won't come to Saturday. I'm excited for the fight. It's it's rare to have like young guys go at it. You know what I'm saying? Even though Ryan Garcia is not undefeated, Tank is undefeated, and Ryan is definitely putting his career on the line because if Tank catches ass and knock him out cold, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna put him to the end of the line. Ryan has a strong social media following, just like Tank has this media following. So this is going to be a high caliber fight. 2 young guys going at it. I'm real excited to see it. I'm pulling for Tank. Hope he do it. Man, if Tank lose this fight, this will be a sore out to the black community. But man, I'm gonna tell you that off the flip because we felt some kind of way when Mel Zatella lost to Julio Cesar Chavez. Like nobody expected that shit. We was in the 12th round, 2 seconds left. We was trying to celebrate, and here come Richard still stopping the fight. So we don't want to see no shit like that in this fight this upcoming weekend. But man, I'm thinking Tank gonna pull this off, man.
Goddamn fight doctor done took us back 35 years. The Meldrick Taylor motherfucking Julio Cesar Chavez fight. But it made me think of something when I said, do you got those butterflies? Like, what? And I'm kind of getting off track, but I'll bring it back in. But what was the last fight that made you get those butterflies? Like when the opening bell rang, like you was generally like that nervous energy watching it. Like, what was the last boxing match that did that for you?
For me, I go first on this. For me, it was Spence versus Ugas. I was at their fight in Dallas, and he was coming off of a detached retina. And I saw Ugas fight Sean Porter. But when they did the weigh-in that Friday, I did not realize how big Ugas was over Spence. And I'm like, oh shit! Like I'm an Earl Spence fan. I'm like, this dude is big. The opening bell, and you can see Spence had been out maybe a year or maybe more, and he was just anxious to put on for his hometown. And shit wasn't looking good because Ugas was catching his ass. Like every he was on his ass, man. I mean, Errol Spence pulled that victory out, but shit, them butterflies was flying out through my body. I was trembling and shit. I'm like, man, don't take my boy out, but that's what boxing do to me.
So Errol Spence, you guys, is the one for you. Yep. Jay, what about you? What was the last boxing match that ever gave you that nervous energy, those butterflies?
Mayweather versus McGregor. Probably, shit, was that the biggest? That's one of the biggest pay-per-views in boxing history, from my recollections. So so that fight, there was a lot of hype, a lot of build-up. Yep, those press conferences did the job. The face-offs, the trash talking back and forth. So that probably was the last big boxing match that gave me, butterflies, or I had that big anticipation for.
Sid, what about you?
You know what? The last time I got that feeling, a nice feeling, was Mayweather, like Mayweather, De La Hoya, Mayweather, and Sugar Shane. I had those, those are good fights to me. I just wanted, that McGregor. I just always thought that was a joke. I thought Mayweather would kill him. But when De La Hoya, they was kind of course, Floyd was in his prime. Oscar was kind of a little bit past his prime, but still was dangerous. And Sugar, though, I thought Sugar was I thought Sugar could actually get him. So I thought those were that's a good analogy, though, those butterflies. Because this fight right here, I got those butterflies again. It's a big time fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a big time fight. Cats that don't like each other, and everybody gonna be watching it. So yeah, but for me, it was probably De La Hoya and Mayweather.
So damn, that was 2007.
Yeah,
you haven't had it since then.
Nah.
So for me, it was Mayweather Pacquiao. Like that it finally was like happening. You know what I'm saying? Like no one ever thought it would take place, and you just waiting for something to happen to where the bottom fall out of it, and then it comes fight night, and it's like these motherfuckers finna get in the ring.
Fight, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was the last time where I just had that energy, that nervous feeling like, oh, this shit finna happen. So yeah. So say it. So getting back on topic, Garcia Tank, what you think?
I think it's gonna be a good fight. If I was betting money, I would bet Tank. I think Ryan got an outside chance though, man. Outside chance. I know though, I'm always like, it's so kind of stereotypical, but I'm gonna pull for the brother. You know what I'm saying? If they even, I'm gonna pull for the brother every time. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I think Ryan gonna give him a fight. Sometimes I don't like the bravado that Tank comes with. He just comes with a lot of bullshit sometimes. I think Ryan kind of quiet. And I kind of want to see him beat him. But if I was betting money, like my hard-earned dollars, I ain't betting against Tank. You know what I'm saying? I ain't betting against Tank.
Okay, I'll go next since my take gonna be real short and sweet. Like I made a promise in one of our earlier sports podcasts to do my little research on Ryan Garcia and kind of get a feel for him and maybe do some research on Tank, didn't do any of that shit, so I don't really know what the fuck to expect. I mean, I've seen Tank fight a couple times, but I'm just looking forward to just seeing a good fight, a good spirited fight, and may the best man win. Jay, what about you? How do you feel about this weekend's upcoming fight?
Yeah, I wouldn't bet. I'm not falling for no more boxing hype where they go find the Mexican kid who to get beat up by the black guy, and we buy into it. Could it happen? Is it gonna happen? And the answer is always no. I'm following the money. I'm picking Tank. I would not be mad or surprised if Garcia did win. I think it's going to be a good fight. I've been waiting for Tank to fight somebody taller than him with a little bit more skill, a more seasoned fighter. We are kind of assuming that's who Garcia is. Like you said, Rodney, we haven't really seen a lot from him. So I'm kind of buying into he is the taller, not more skilled than Tank, but closer to his level than his previous opposition has been. So I'm buying into that hype, but I would not bet money against Tank. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised or mad if Garcia won. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I will be watching. I will not be allegedly paying for it, but I will be watching.
I'm gonna throw a disclaimer out there. Garcia has been calling Tank out for years. He's been calling him out for years. Back when Floyd was promoting Tank and shit, Ryan Garcia has had Tank name in his mouth for years, been calling him out and stuff. So this is why the fight has that build up, because Tank didn't give him the fight. He was like, Ryan is a kid and he's not ready yet. It's not time to do the fight. And so they coming from two different networks, whereas Ryan represents the song, Tank represents Showtime. So they got that deal done. I don't know how they're going to work that out. I don't know if it's going to be on both networks, but this is what they had to put up with. So this fight has been brewing for years, with Ryan calling out Tank and Tank acting like he don't hear it, but just saying that he's not ready. But Ryan I guess he's ready now.
All right, we shall see.
Yep.
We'll reconvene next week and give our thoughts on what happened. Yep. All right, so moving on to the next topic, NBA playoffs. We kicked off with the NBA playoffs this weekend. We had a lot of good games, a lot of close games, some upsets. We got somebody wearing the Lakers jersey in the top right-hand corner, whatever. But yeah, so let's just throw it a little around the table. Is how what was your thoughts on what we saw this weekend? You know what? I'll start it off. So I was glad to see the Kings win. I hope they can get that victory tonight to really put Golden State in a hole. Let's see, Philadelphia. They won their game pretty handily. Philadelphia was my pick to get to the finals in the East. Let's see, we had the Lakers and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, they sell a lot of wolf tickets, and it remains to be seen if they actually can back it up. But the Lakers, got that win, went up 1-0. Phoenix and the Clippers, that was a good game too. Russell West. I try not to say West Brick, motherfucking Skip Bayless ingrained that shit in my head. But Russell Westbrook played the best 3 for 19 game that you ever seen, because that motherfucker was all over the court and impacting the game. So yeah, so the Clippers, I think the Clippers got a shot. I think they got a shot to beat the Suns. And then what we had in the East. The East, they kind of them series is blah. You got the Knicks and the Cleveland.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody really checking that out. You got Milwaukee and Miami, Boston and Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I think the really good series to watch are in the West, with the Kings and the Warriors, the Clippers and the Suns, and the Lakers and the Grizzlies. I think those are the series to really keep your eye on. Those other ones, I'll check back in on round 2 on them. But what was you all what stood out to you all this weekend for in the playoffs?
I go.
Said, let me go first. Let me
Okay.
let me get in and get on out the way. So I didn't see any games. I just caught the news. What stood out to me was Ja Morant getting hurt. With their wrist injury. How do you say this guy's name? The Greek freak, Giannis. How do you say his name?
Giannis.
Giannis.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Giannis.
Giannis. Giannis. He took a nasty fall. Hurt his back. So, shit. I guess it was the injuries that stood out rather to me this weekend. So yeah, that's my take. Yeah.
Say it, go ahead. What stood out to you other than the Lakers?
Lakers gonna win the championship. I mean,
Oh.
it's in the cards, man. They just look good, man. They just look good. So very impressed by the Lakers. I think they'll beat them in 5. Beat the Grizzlies in 5. That Clipper Suns, hey, the Suns got all they can handle. The Suns can't play defense.
Mm-hmm.
It was mentioned a few times that the Suns gave up all their defensive presence by acquiring Kevin Durant.
I know I brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
I think you brought that up too when the deal first happened.
Bro, I mean, they gave it all up. Man. If the Clippers had Paul George, it'd be a wrap because they could put Kawhi on Durant or whoever, but they could rotate their 2 best. They can rotate Kawhi and Paul George and Booker and Durant, and they can lock them up. So I think they in trouble. I think it's a must win for Phoenix the next game.
They should have won that game.
They could have. They should have. They at home. They should have won that game, but they didn't. They didn't. I am with you, Rodney. I want to see the Kings beat Golden State because I just don't like Golden State. I just don't like Golden State. The East is in trouble. Even though Giannis got hurt, they still gonna blow out the Kings. Boston gonna blow out whoever the hell they playing. The Knicks and the Cavs, it's like, whoever wins, they're gonna get blown out the next round. Mm-hmm. So I think the West is where the best matchups in. And man, they gotta put some respect on Denver name, man. I think them boys pissed. They not as deep as everybody, but they can play. I mean, they got some ballers, and they just disrespect Jokic, man. I mean, it's just disrespectful, man. How you win? They just disrespect this dude, man. So I think watch out for them. I'm actually scared if the Lakers get to them, they might hold them. They may give them a contest, but that's my view. I got the Lakers meeting, and this might change, but I got the Lakers meeting the Celtics for the chip, old school.
Okay. The biggest catalyst for the Lakers is going up against the Clippers. I don't know why they can't never pull off a damn game against the damn Clippers. I'm as a LeBron fan, I'm not scared of Denver. I'm not scared of Phoenix. It's the damn Clippers. The Clippers can have a team where they're not shooting, but they just do the necessary shit to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Like Phoenix should have beat them yesterday. At the end of the day, Russ damn near shot the Clippers out the damn game, but his tenacity kept them in the game. My biggest takeaway from the playoffs this weekend was a lot of teams you thought would win the first game lost the first game. I expected Memphis to win that first game against LA. They lost. I expected Phoenix to beat the Clippers. They lost. I expected Golden State to beat Sacramento Kings. They lost. I expected Cleveland to beat New York, and they lost that motherfucking game. Mm-hmm. I didn't give a shit about Milwaukee and their series. I expected Boston is the only team that came through and beat the team I thought they would, and that was Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And Atlanta put up a good game. They put up a good game, but Trey Lance gonna run around that damn court like one of the Harlem Globetrotters, and whether they go in there or don't, you know what I'm saying? He gonna end up on the free throw line. Coming out the rest, I think they're the division to win it. Whoever comes out the West will beat anybody in the East. I think Joel Embiid for the 76ers, if they can get past Boston, if they make it that far, they're going to be the front runners from the East. But if the Clippers get it, I don't think they win it. I really don't think the Clippers can beat anybody from the East like a strong Boston squad or a strong 76ers squad. I think the Warriors will come back on Sacramento. They're a young team. I think they barely won. Clay was hitting some shit. He was missing some shit. Jordan Poole is the most clumsy motherfucker I didn't see. I'm like, damn, bro, you can't the damn game on the line, and he just make a turnover. So I think the Warriors will come back on the Sacramento Kings because I don't think they have that but you let them win that game one.
They second best player had a horrible game, and they still won.
Yeah. That says a lot. You don't want them to go too up on the Warriors, and if they do, they're young enough where they can run their ass off the court. So that's kind of like my biggest thing. Like, damn, the Warriors, y'all gotta play. Y'all can't win off y'all name. Y'all gotta play. When it comes down to Phoenix, I think Phoenix is old. I don't think Phoenix has what it takes. You can make plays where you can give Durant all the plays you want. But they don't have no damn defense. They don't like Westbrook was in Booker ass toward the fourth quarter. That was shocking. I didn't expect that. I never seen that matchup of them two going at it like that. So it was good games for me.
Hey, to jump in there. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Sid.
Jump in there. Booker overrated, man. Booker overrated. He overrated. He can get D. He ain't exceptional. I mean, he okay. He exceptional.
I think that it's too much of that Kobe relationship. Yeah, like they trying to pump him, they trying to boost him up a little too quick.
He can get buckets, but he overrated, man. He can get locked up. Any one of the Clippers locked up. Hey, any one of the Clippers will lock him up. And who I really forgot about this year was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
he nice. And I know me and Rodney, went back and forth on this.
He always been nice.
He always have, but you forget because he hurt. He be swerving.
Yeah, that motherfucker got Toronto Raptors a damn championship. That motherfucker been nice.
He nice.
He been nice.
He nice. He right under Kevin Durant. He nice, man. I mean,
I'm a LeBron fan. He's a LeBron killer. He's a LeBron killer.
I don't know about all that.
You
say he a LeBron killer? Like, yeah. How's he?
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go that far.
I'm a LeBron James fan. I've never seen LeBron D him up and stop him.
Oh, he did his ass up. He done got D'd up by LeBron Christmas. I mean, he done got him a few times, but I forget that Kawhi Leonard he should be when he not hurt. He a top 5 player. I forgot. He showed me. Nigga, I'm top 5 all day long.
Yeah.
I'm top 5 all day long.
So my similar to on that line of thinking, there's a guy who if he just gets his mind right and plays how he can, makes his team a threat. I mean, a legitimate threat to win it all. That's James Harden.
Yeah.
Like, we forget how good motherfucking James Harden was.
Yeah.
So, and he kind of gave us a glimpse of like, damn, this motherfucker he was an MVP.
Yeah.
He was putting up 35, 36, and now he leading the league in assists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he still got that in him to where he can, to where he don't have to give you 35 with Embiid. If he give you that 12, 13, and 25 points, that makes Philly pretty damn tough to beat.
He fades in the playoffs for me. You can't never get on his ass.
I just think Philly, they can't score something. They have trouble scoring, man. Like I don't know how, but they have trouble scoring. Like how the hell Embiid scored 47 and you only got 90 points? Like fuck what?
Tobias, because motherfuckers want to put Tobias Harris. They want to pay him $35 million as a fucking max player.
Right.
That's why.
Like they don't got enough. They ain't got and Maxey. I mean, okay. But,
yeah.
I just don't. I don't. I think they're gonna get upset.
Boston gonna get them like they always do.
Boston gonna get them. Boston got a squad, man.
Yeah. Boston
got a squad. I mean, they deep, they long, they got pause. Boston got a squad though. They got.
I mean, Boston. They still got some shit to work out because the shit that they happened to make it, to the finals last year, but your boy, hometown boy, he still got some shit to prove. He gonna be what? He gonna be first team all NBA for regular season. All-NBA. But he still got some shit to prove.
That's a fact.
Because it's still like, damn, is he better than Jaylen Brown? I know he's better than Jaylen Brown, but he don't have the same attitude.
Nah, he's not consistent.
And that's what hurts him.
I think he consistent. He just don't. He just don't growl while doing it. That's all. He a pretty boy. That's it. I can't. Yeah. He a pretty boy. That's the only
pretty
difference.
boy. But it ain't even about his pretty boy look. Like you got to bring it, and too often he hesitant. Too often he like.
Look,
he don't stay in 24/7 attack mode.
Look, you can't be first team All NBA. That can't be happening. You can't be.
That's regular season.
You can't be first team All NBA.
He can ball.
There's too many other good players in that position.
But he has something to prove in the playoffs because last year, if he played up to his capability, they beat Golden State.
Nah, Golden State had too many weapons for them. I
thought. No, Celtics were up 2-1.
Yeah,
and Tatum faded.
Yeah,
he faded the rest of the series.
That's it. He just needed that playoff experience. He gonna be a different animal. He came back better. He came back better across the board. Just first time playoff experience.
He might need to get a tan.
That ain't gonna help.
Yeah, I ain't. That's colorism. Yeah, I hate
pretty boy. All right. That's our take on the NBA playoffs. I think we're in store for some good games. We gotta hurry and wrap this motherfucker up so I can check out that Kings Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
So the next topic, it's NBA related also. Courtside. So have you ever sat courtside at an NBA game? Would you? Well, I guess would you? I guess that's a dumb question. Yeah, anybody probably would. But is it the best seat in the house, or is it just status saying, hey, I'm sitting front row, these tickets are upwards $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, or depending on what kind of game it is, it could be more than that. So Squeak, what do you think? What do you think about sitting courtside?
I'm not of that lifestyle. I've never thought about it, never looked into no pricing of it. I went to my first NBA game in 2020 of January, and I was happy to be in the nosebleeds, to see the Lakers go against Dallas Mavericks, I think if you can afford it, if that's really your game, your sport, before you leave this earth, you just do. It's just one of them things you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like football like that. I want to go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So if you really a diehard basketball fan and you can afford it, if you got it, man, you get you some courtside seats.
So do you think the experience is better sitting courtside?
I think so, because you get to really get a glimpse of how tall people are, on TV, and when you're in the nosebleed seats, some athletes look short, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, a lot of them are like 6'2" or higher, you know what I'm saying? I've never really seen a 7-footer in my life, you know what I'm saying? So to be sitting courtside, to get a real feel of how big Shaquille O'Neal is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen him in person, but to sit courtside and actually see him, or to see somebody who you've been told is 6'10", you looking like, man, that motherfucker look like he's 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Like they lying about his height. You can only, I guess, judge that if you sit in courtside or a couple of rows behind it. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get that eye level. So if you're a die-head basketball fan, go ahead and get you some courtside tickets if you can afford it. But like me, I'm happy with the nosebleed seats.
Jay, what about you? Have you ever sat courtside, or would you?
Yeah, I would, but no, I've never sat. I never sat courtside at the NBA game. I think I've only been to one NBA game. We went to New York some years back. Might have been like 2016, 17. We went to Madison Square Garden. If you guys get a chance to go, you should go. It is everything, that prestige. You can feel it when you go into the building. But yeah, we were up like on the club level. We had decent seats, but no, I've never sat courtside. But yeah, I would. I don't think it's a to be seen thing for like somebody. I think Hugh said it, like for a diehard fan like Jack Nicholson. E40 goes to the Warrior games. Certain people, rappers go to like the Atlanta Hawks game, sit courtside. You see them, on ESPN or different websites, different blog sites. I think if you can afford it and you're a real fan, yeah, you go ahead and sit courtside. But that's kind of out of my price range. So yeah, I get the seats I can afford. But yeah, to answer your question, I would go. It looks fun. I don't see a problem, with sitting courtside.
Hey, let me say this: if I could afford courtside, I don't want to sit on the side where the team's at. I want to sit across. So if I sat courtside, I would sit on the opposite side of where the teams are.
But so you can see the teams?
Yep. So I can see the whole play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go next. I do think it's a status symbol. It definitely is a status symbol to be courtside at a game, especially, a big game, to be seen there. So
yeah, you don't see nobody in their working clothes there. Courtside.
Yeah. Yeah, motherfuckers know they're gonna be courtside. and they dress accordingly.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is a status symbol. And of course, you right there on the front line, so you seeing everything, you're hearing everything. So yeah, I think it's definitely a great experience. What would be a great experience? I've never sat courtside. Closest I ever been was probably when me and you went to Indianapolis. I think we probably were 15 or 20 rows from the floor. If that, like 15 rows from the floor. And I mean, it put the game in a whole new perspective. Like for me, I could sit right there. I wouldn't even have to get, sit on the court side. The seats we had, I mean, you can see everything and hear everything. That's when Joe Johnson went crazy on the Pacers. So yeah, that was the closest I ever been to it. So if the opportunity came, yeah, I would do it. I guess got to make sure my shoe game is on point. Got to make sure my drip is where it should be. I don't think I can just do a polo and some jeans and get it and fit in. But what about you, Sid?
Right now, on that Versace down there, hell yeah, I would go see if I could go to courtside, I would definitely go sit courtside. Now, when you say courtside, you mean the front row. You don't mean a few rows. You mean the front row.
The front row.
Absolutely.
Getting motherfuckers falling into you, and
that's dope. If I could do that, I would do it. No doubt. Because I love basketball. I love watching the basketball. The closest I've been though, I was 4 rows back, and I saw Sam. My wife took me to. I always say her name. I gotta stop doing. My wife took me to the Lakers game in Houston. It's a different man. It's a different thing, man. You could tell this was when James Harden was with them. he is a different animal, man. You could tell he was the best player on the court. Like, I don't know if you can get that from TV, but man, he's just better than He was just better than everybody. And it just looked like he better than everybody. And then what I said about size, you can really see how big dudes are. But I gained a whole level of respect for like James Harden specifically when I went to see him play in Houston. I mean, he was unbelievable, man. It was like couldn't miss. I mean, it was so effortless, man, and how strong these dudes are. So, but yeah, it's probably the best experience of my life, best sporting event of my life, because I was so close. You know, you're right. Like you said, you can hear them curse, you can hear the coaches talking. This was when Luke Walton was coaching the team. You could hear him drawing up, diagnosing plays. We was like right behind the Lakers bench. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like 4 rows behind the Lakers bench. So it was a whole different dynamics, but it was cool as hell.
So that was after, was it Kobe had retired?
Yeah, Kobe was retired. LeBron wasn't there yet.
Right. So it was that malaise era.
Julius Randle. Yeah, I knew Julius Randle was that good. You could see. It was Julius Randle, Deeo, before the first time with him, Kyle Kuzma.
Brandon Ingram.
We was Brandon Ingram, Young. We was trash. And James Harden went nuts, man. He went nuts. Him and Clint Capella. Capella went nuts. I think he had like 19 rebounds, man. It was a cool game.
Hey, let me remix this question. If you could travel anytime, even past, present, even future, what game would you sit courtside?
Any Laker, any Magic Johnson Laker championship game. I would sit and I would go watch. I would go match Magic Johnson in Showtime at the Forum. Any championship game that they play, I would love that, man. I would die and go to heaven.
What about you, Rodney? What you sitting courtside in? Past,
I know this.
Future.
A Lakers Bulls game in LA.
What year? Who?
Doesn't matter.
Don't matter. Lakers
It
Bulls.
doesn't matter. Because if Jordan's coming to town, it's a show. It don't matter if it's finals or whatever. So a Lakers Bulls game in the Forum, not Staples.
Forum, right?
In the Forum.
Yeah.
Like I would. In matter of fact, it wouldn't even have to be Lakers Bulls, just to be in that atmosphere of Showtime, because that was something different, you know. And I know they had the little HBO special, and I didn't see it, but I don't think you still can capture what that was, because I'm still, you know, and I don't want to get into this conversation, but I'm still on the fence about that number 2 all time. I'm still on the fence because, you know.
What about you, Jared? Anytime, any era, courtside. You sleep?
It's on me. I was trying to listen for it to come back around. What's the question?
The question is, if you could travel anytime, past, present, what NBA game would you sit courtside on?
Probably one of those Bulls Game 7 games. Not necessarily.
There wasn't any in it. Well, not in the finals anyway.
Yeah, not in the finals.
Say it again. It can't be the finals?
Nah,
no, the Bulls didn't play Game 7 in the finals.
Shit, man. Say it one more time.
The Bulls never made it in the finals to a Game 7. They always.
They never made it to a Game 7. Okay,
like a championship game.
Game 6.
A Bulls championship game.
You know what I mean,
right?
The last game when they won the ring.
For me, you know, me being a LeBron fan, it would be the first chip Game 7 against Golden State in Cleveland. I would have loved to been there courtside, because you know that was history right there. That was against all the odds. That was him, Kyrie, Kevin Love, you know, that squad. You know,
That was in Golden State, though, right?
Yeah, they beat Golden State.
That was in Golden State. It wasn't in Cleveland.
Yeah, it was in Golden State. Yeah, so I would have been right across from E40. You know what I'm saying? Like saluting them, about to take your squad. You know, I would have loved to been there. You know.
Let me walk back my answer right now. It's not a Bulls game 7. That was like the easy go-to answer. It was Bird playing Jordan when Bird was busting his ass. When Jordan could not beat him, and Jordan was not shit until Bird retired. It would be one of those Bird games where Bird said, "Okay, young fella, I'm about to bust your ass with this bad back and these bad knees. You ain't gonna be shit until I retire." It's one of those games.
Well, then I guess you wouldn't have made it. You wouldn't have went to a game because that didn't happen.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
No, he didn't. No, the Celtics won, and the Celtics won the series, but it wasn't because Jordan wasn't shit.
Yeah, but Jordan dropped 63 on Celtics.
They took an L though.
They didn't win until Bird retired.
But he took an L because they had the greatest team. I mean, they had probably the greatest team in history until what's the name rolled around.
Yeah, they had some players. I'm throwing it back to you, Rodney. I just wanted to ask everybody.
Hey, but Rodney, remember when we was at that Pacer game? How detailed? Remember we was like, we was close. We saw like the Jordans that Joe Johnson had on his team, like his personal Jordan. I mean, that's the kind of shit like I get geeked out about. I see different shit like personal. Like when I was at the Houston game, I saw all their shoes. That was cool to me. I'm like, I'm in the shoes, and you see the different numbers, and you see, damn, he got some Jordans that ain't never been released with his number on, his color. I mean, that's the kind of shit that got me hyped, man.
Oh, wow. So that game in Indy, you think we were 20 rows back?
I think it was like 14 or 15 rows back.
Yeah, I didn't think. It was.
Because I remember us commenting like, "Look at them Jordans! Look at Joe Johnson's Jordans he had on." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was dope.
Did y'all spot any celebrities while y'all were there?
No, we Indiana, dog. It was the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah. So
in March or
in the middle of the week, like a Wednesday or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
wow. What year was this?
06.
Okay.
Yeah, 06.
Yeah, on a humbug, we got some tickets, and I was like, "Man, we should go." Rodney was like, "Bet, let's go." I was like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah,
drove up there, man.
Yeah. So also in the news, we got E40 getting kicked out, sitting courtside. So we're getting bits and pieces of the story, but from his side, they're saying that there was a Karen heckling him, and he decided to politely put her in her place. But then the Sacramento Kings security came along and automatically thought that he was the instigator and escorted him out of the arena. So anybody got any thoughts on that, Jay? Did you see what happened with that situation?
Yeah, I saw it. It was like some fan telling him to sit down, right? Some woman telling E40 to sit down. That was the cause. Yeah. I think it may be a little extreme to throw him out of the game. They could have calmed things down. Tell the ladies sit down. Tell E40 to sit down. Let them, continue watching the game and see how it goes. Basically, give them a try or two, a chance or two before they just throw him out of the game. Maybe offer him a different seat somewhere else in the stadium. So it seems like an overreaction by security.
Especially when you put it up against Shannon Sharp. This motherfucker, he's actually on the court jousting with motherfucking players, and he gets to stay. You know what I'm saying? And E40, he going at it with a fan and get kicked out.
Right.
Say, what you got to think about it, man?
Man, I think E40. First of all, I pay all this money. As long as I'm being respectful, I'm gonna root my team on. I've been in a situation where, motherfuckers owe me because I'm rooting for my team in your stadium. I'm gonna root for my team. I ain't gonna be crazy. I'm gonna root for my team. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna scream for my team. You know what I'm saying? So she in the wrong. I don't. They were way too quick to put somebody out. Um, I think where it gets kind of racial is he actually said something back to her, like he actually said something. I don't know if it was derogatory, but he said something back to her, probably like "shut up, B," something like that. But you know what I'm saying? I think he has a right to root his team on without getting interfered with by a fan that's there at their home. So I'm with him. He shouldn't have got kicked out, and they owe him an apology. I think the Kings owe him an apology.
I totally agree. Like when you look at the video of the situation, shit, it's like they making it seem like E40 was up there yelling at everybody in the crowd. They never the security from what we see from the video, we never see the security around the lady that he was talking to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what would be the reason you kick him out, not kick her out? If you in this game of kicking people out, why you not gonna kick both of them out? You know what I'm saying? Why you just can't tell him to sit on down or calm down or say this is our final warning to both of them? You know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing you got to realize sometimes motherfuckers will try to entice you because they mad that you sitting where they think they deserve to sit. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn around and acknowledge that bullshit. But I know he had a nice little glass of something in his hand, sipping on what he was sipping.
Probably some of his own wine.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
speaking of that, how much of a target do you think celebrities are when they're sitting courtside like that? Do you think that's something that happens more than we know about, where people are saying stuff to them, or black celebrities? Let me put it that way. Black celebrities.
Their jury is an indication of who they are.
Rappers in particular.
Their jury is an indication of who they are. E40 is a big size guy. So you just know he's not no average guy. He ain't no college student. He don't work at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? He got a damn chain on that look like it costs more than some of her cars. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to inquire about him. People going to tell you to sit next to you, sit behind you, who he is. Now you got the ammunition. Because I saw something about when LeBron was playing and he had two fans kicked out that was talking shit about his son. You know what I'm saying? It was a girl and a guy. And they were looking like, when the security, when he ran and got the referee to point the two individuals out, they doing like, nah, we ain't did shit, but all game they been fucking him about his son. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be the victim like that, So yeah, I think celebrities, black celebrities, rappers, whoever, actors, I think they are targets. You know what I'm saying? Even though they may be enjoying themselves and shit like that, I think people get jealous of you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I piggyback all that shit. Oh, damn, that's one of my trigger words, piggyback. Yeah, but I definitely concur with what you're saying. I think being courtside, being a celebrity, I think they hear a lot of shit. They deal with a lot of shit that we don't know nothing about. Because you know what? Matter of fact, I was watching the game and I saw E40 because he was sitting in the same seat that he sits in when he's in Golden State.
Yeah.
Right on the baseline,
cat a corner to their bench.
Cat a corner to the Warriors bench.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't see him no more. Like, damn. He must be at the concession stand. But I'm thinking he at the concession stand, and I'm thinking like, nah, they don't go to the concession stand, they come to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why the fuck he ain't there? So I didn't see it till the next day where he had got escorted up out of there.
It's cool. It's cool for me to see like famous people as fans. Like, it's just cool to me. Like, if they're not there, like you said, right? If they ain't there, just like got tickets free, they got tickets free, and they just there pubbing a movie or something. They got but when you see like Shannon Sharpe, E40, Jack Nicholson, they fans of the team. They bigger fans as me. So that's cool to see. When I seen Gucci Man at Milwaukee, with a Bucks jersey on, all this gold sitting in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? That's dope to me.
Why?
So
Why would he? Why?
I don't know why he a Milwaukee fan. Like I don't know why Lil Wayne a Green Bay Packer fan. You know what I'm saying? But they there.
So
I
Gucci
seen Gucci at Boston games too.
Oh,
he in a Hawks fan?
I seen him in Boston games.
So I just think it's cool when you see like somebody like that in the crowd. That's dope to me. So
I'm the same way when I watch boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I look in the crowd to see celebrities, and one of the guys that I like seeing is Denzel Washington. He be at a lot of Floyd Mayweather fights.
But that's when you know it's a fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you see celebrities there, that's when you know it's big time.
Yeah, I didn't see
because when it was Zab and
Floyd.
Corey, when it was Zab and Corey here, what was we doing? We was looking to see who was here. Was Denzel? Is Denzel here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that like solidifies this is an official fight when you got the celebrities in attendance.
We thought Jay-Z was gonna bring out Zab, but that didn't happen. He gotta bring him out. They from Brooklyn. That didn't happen.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. That's cool. So we reached the end of the show. So the end of the show brings on Swerp of the Week. Said, I'm gonna start with you because last week you nominated yourself for Swerp of the Week for not having a Swerp of the Week.
Man, so this Swerp of the Week is gonna go. I don't really know who is at fault for this Swerp of the Week, but here's the situation. Y'all seen in Phoenix where Westbrook walking back to half, and he walks back. Some swerp way Phoenix got to where the players walk back through some lounge.
A lounge.
Yeah, a lounge that you got people drinking, you got people, people at the game drinking, you got the athletes walking through there to get back to the locker room or get somewhere. How in the hell is that happening, man? And then you got, so who's swerved for it? Is it Phoenix? Is it Westbrook for letting this guy get him out of his thing? Was it the guy who I just heard simply say something like Westbrook? He didn't really just go crazy on him. So it's 3 swerps going on in this thing. Phoenix for the swerps ass setup. That's swerp, man. I get it, but that's swerp. You don't do that in the middle of the game. Then you got Westbrook who going crazy with a kid right there, all on this dude, with his kid there. And then you got the dude. Did he really say something that out of pocket to get Westbrook to go nuts like that? So
you ain't got to say much to him.
Yeah, right. So who is the swerpers of the 3? So
I say Phoenix for having that setup. You can't have players walking through a lounge.
That's a swerp setup. Yeah, so that's my 3. That's a 3-pack of swerp right there for y'all.
Jay, who is your swerp of the week?
So there's a YouTube, I don't know what you would call him, YouTube comedy guy. His name is the NDO Champion. He is swerp of the week. He's trying to fight Roy Jones. He's a bodybuilder, basically like a 300-pound bodybuilder in top shape, trying to fight Roy Jones. If he can hit Roy Jones one time with any punch, he'll probably kill Roy Jones.
I thought they were signed to fight.
But they are, but I don't know if it's going through or not. He's trying to promote it, trying to push the fight, trying to make it happen, basically. So yeah, that's swerp. That whole fight is swerp of the week. Roy Jones should not fight that guy.
No,
should not be fighting a young 300-pound bodybuilder at his age. So yeah, that's my swerp of the week.
All right, Squeak. What about you? What's your swerp of the week?
Man, I got 2 of them. The first one I'm gonna start incident that took place in Kansas City, Missouri. 83-year-old Andrew Lester is charged with 2 felony counts for shooting Ralph Yall, man. That was a real swerp, man. Dude had the wrong house knocked on your door, and you came out and shot that man in the head. Man, that's wrong. A 16-year-old that. My second swerp goes out to Sacramento Kings security for putting E40 out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna get down to the bottom of things and you want, order in your arena, you kick both of them out. You don't just kick one person out. You know what I'm saying? Here you got a high-paid celebrity versus an ordinary individual to our eye. You know what I'm saying? And you kick him out, nah, they swerve for that. So those are my two swerves, you know.
Looks like Rodney is the notorious
Swerve.
ROD.
Swerving right now.
he's his own swerve of the week.
Right.
For
Put
leading the host.
Harry Potter on us.
Nigga, you said you had two of them. I thought they would take more than the time than it took. Shit.
I got mine in and got it out, baby boy.
All right. So my twerp of the week is Lamar Jackson. He done swerved around and let Jalen Hurts get his contract in. So that's one more motherfucker he ain't gonna top. So he's not gonna get more than Jalen's 180 million guaranteed. So he was offered reportedly he was offered three for 133 or something like that.
Yep.
So I think that's the best he can get at this point. So Lamar, stop swerving. Stop swerving. You ain't gonna get the 230 mil. If you hurt because if you're in your feelings because they didn't lock you up sooner, sign that 3 years, ball out, get back on the market, go somewhere else. But you swerving. You really swerving right now.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson is my swerve of the week. And with that being said, we have reached the conclusion of another fantastic edition of the Pod Deep podcast on sports. Nice. I don't know which edition this is, 7, 8, 3, 4, whatever the fuck. But they all good. You should check them all out. As always, we appreciate the support. Fan mail is welcome. I'll shoot out one of these guys' Facebook addresses for that. So anyway, once again, we thank y'all. We love y'all. Peace, happiness. Thank y'all for coming. Everybody shout them out. We'll holler.
Peace.